Okay. Now, a couple things. First of all, the stories I'm telling, a lot of them are funny because those are the ones I remember the most. But what I'm really trying to do is also give you a sense of what life was like when we were kids. And we were a little poorer than the rest of the kids, but there weren't that many kids who were that much better than we were. Okay. Most people, mom was home, dad went to work. Most of the people, we kind of grew up in a blue collar neighborhood, but most of the people in the world at that time, I would say in the United States, I'll bet 90% of the working population was kind of blue collar. Okay, maybe 10% was in, college graduates, etc. Maybe it wasn't even that high, but that's probably as high as it was at the time. So most of the folks you knew were kind of working class, blue collar, union kind of jobs. Anyway, I guess it was junior year. I bought this car, and it was a 1948 Plymouth. It was a nice little car, and it had these doors that open like this. You kind of pull the two handles are close together. You pull the door open. So it was a little different, in terms of a car. And then in the middle of the year, I had painted that car up. It had we painted it up brown and white. Go Bonas, go! We had tomahawks on there and stuff. I went down to a basketball game at Quaker City tournament down in Philadelphia, and I told everybody, I said, "Look, the Schuylkill. Yeah, trying to find the Palestra was not easy. I said, look, I'll get down there early. I'm gonna park on an overpass right by right by the Palestra. So if you're coming down the Schuylkill, just keep every overpass. You look for that brown and white car up there, man. That's the place to get off." And sure enough, everybody was saying, perfect landmark. Holy crow, bang. I knew where I was. So anyway, that's the car we had. Well, I had that car for several trips. It was one of the most dependable cars I had. And it had an engine. I'm telling you, the engine was about a foot and a half long, if it was that long. It was a 6-cylinder. Each cylinder must have been, a couple inches across at the most. Anyway, a hard, what do you call it? Flathead 6. No, none of this overhead cam crap that we had today. Anyway, but it got really good gas mileage. I burned a little oil, but it really got good gas mileage. So again, it had a little tiny engine in there. So one day, Jimmy and I decide, hey, this car's really doing good on gas. I bet we could make it all the way home, 350 miles. Now, home, we're going downhill a little more than coming to school. Coming to school was a little higher than going downhill. Jersey's closer to sea level. Anyway, we decide that's what we're going to do. So this guy, Charlie Corcoran, he went to high school, right? Same high school. So Charlie's like a freshman. He wants to go home that weekend. He's got a date with somebody. It's a big dance. So we go, all right, hey, no problem. You can come home with us. He's the only guy this time, the only rider. So we get in the car, we take off. Now, it's not real cold out. It's like second semester, so it's maybe it's April, something like that, April, May. That's pretty decent weather. So we're driving along, and then we inform Charlie that we're not stopping for gas. We're going all the way through. So Charlie goes, oh, no, you can't make it, guys. Hey, I have this big date. That's what I'm going home for, Charlie, don't worry about it, man. This car, I'm telling you, this is old Betsy here. You can make it through. Charlie, he's sitting in the back seat. He's panicking already. He just got out of town. So we're driving along, and we had to stop in Binghamton because I had to put a couple quarts of oil in the car. But we don't get any gas. By this time, he's begging us to get gas. Charlie, don't worry about it, man. Okay, Charlie, look, we're not going through the Poconos. We're going to go down towards Scranton, and then we're going to go over that way. It's even less hills. Yeah, okay. So we go cutting down, go that way. And so we're driving along. Again, Charlie keeps looking at the gas tank. So we get to a critical point, though. We get into New Jersey. Now we're on Route 46. Route 46, though, in those days, a lot of lights. It was a pretty local road. And so you were going to be stopping and going and stopping and going. Not real heavy traffic, but stops. So, but they were building Route 80 at that time. So there was a cutoff where you could take Route 80 for about 20 or 30 miles. But there was nothing. Now, it was a nice straight shot, but there was nothing on Route 80. So Jimmy and I's gas gauge is really getting down there, you know. So we go, Charlie, okay, look, we think we're pretty confident we're going to make this thing. And Charlie's like, what do you mean you're pretty confident? I go, but we think our best shot at it is we take Route 80. So we're going to take Route 80. So at first he says, so what? I don't care. I said, well, problem is there's nothing on Route 80. So if we're running out of gas, it's pretty bad. Now Charlie is panicking. He didn't know what to do, you know. He said now he's begging us to take Route 46. So we decide, hey, we're going to make it. We'll make it. And we're not worried about it. So we cut off on Route 80. Charlie's in the back. He's basically lighting candles if he could light them, praying. We get to about the second or third hill coming up on Route 80. We're coming up this hill. We get right near the top of the hill, and boom, boom, the car bucks. It ain't getting any gas. Now, of course, we're going uphill, so maybe the gas isn't getting to the carburetor as well. But Charlie's eyes are about as big as a watermelon, you know. Oh, no, we're out of gas. We go over the hill, just get over the top of the hill. Now we're coming down. Of course, I don't want to touch the brakes, okay? We're looking all over. I'm way off in the distance on our right side. You can see this red, like kind of neon light, looking like, because the road wasn't all that far from Route 46. So Route 46 is over to the right somewhere. So also Jimmy and I figure, hey, it's got to be a gas station. We'll be out here in the middle of nowhere. So we figure, hey, we'll cut off, you know, and we're coming down the hill, and there is an exit. Supposed to take the exit at 25 or whatever. We took it at whatever speed we were going, probably about 55 miles an hour coasting. Cut around that thing. The tires are screeching. We had bald tires. Screech around the bed. We come coasting down, and Charlie saw the sign too, so he's hopeful it's a gas station. We get out on, and I don't know if it was 46. I don't know. I'm not sure at this point in time. I think it was. We cut out on the road, and we pull up by this, quote, gas station. Well, it turns out it's not a gas station. It's a lumber yard. Why he had this big red sign out there, neon sign, I don't know. But he did. And it just kind of bucks to a stop, you know. And then buck to a stop. I mean, it just rolls to a stop because we're out of gas. Charlie is now beside himself. I told you guys. I knew it. I got this day. What am I supposed to do now? Now, don't forget, there's no cell phones. Nobody's calling and telling people where we are. We can't get help even, you know. So I go, all right, look, we got to get gas. You guys stay in the car. I got us here, you know. So I go back, and I have it's an oil can, but it's empty by now. I poured into 2 things in Binghamton, and it's 2-gallon can. So I grab the 2-gallon can, and I start walking down the road, figuring, hey, eventually there's going to be a gas station, hopefully. Because it's not that late at night. He's going to his dance, right? It's just that it's still getting dark early. By that, it's dark now. So it's like 6 o'clock, 6:30, something like that. Anyway, I'm walking down the road. Honestly, I go up this hill, which is I'm only going maybe another few hundred yards. I go up this hill, and I go over the hill, and lo and behold, it's not a garage. It's not a garage like a service station, but it's a body shop, repair shop. They're working on cars in there. There's like 3 guys in there working on cars. So I go down the hill, walking down the hill, go over there, and I said, hey, you guys tell me where there's a gas station? I said, what do you need a gas station for? I'm walking, right? He said, what do you need a gas station for? He sees me with the can. Out of gas? I go, yeah, I'm out of gas. He goes, well, we have gas right here. He goes over, fills up the thing. I give him $50. That's all I had. I think 2 gallons of gas. It was in those days about 50 cents a gallon. There were 25 cents a gallon. I give him the money for the gas. I walk back over the hill. So I only went maybe 500 or 600 yards. I come back over the hill. I got the gas. Charlie's like, because there's no lights or nothing around him. It looked like I was going into, Never Never Land. I come back. pour the 2 gallons in, pour a little bit in the carburetor, kick it up, boom, start that baby up. Off we go. And 2 gallons, we could go, 50, 60 miles on 2 gallons. Took us all the way home, dropped Charlie off. So I don't know if Charlie enjoyed the dance because he was a wreck by the time we got him home. But actually, no, we picked him up on, Sunday to take him back. And we were asking him about the dance, and he said after the trip, he said no matter what happened at that dance, it was going to be nothing compared to the trip home. So he was like he enjoyed the dance. He was not nervous or anything else. So he had a good time. But anyway, one of our little trips. You have to make it interesting on those trips. Kind of boring, 8 hours in the car. So we had some other stories on those 8-hour trips. Okay, that's it for this one.